Hey guys, so we're back at that time of year where the food festivals start commencing, and the first one up is Festival of the Arts in Epcot. I'm super excited and super inspired to start creating some Disney magic at home. So, over at the Festival of Arts, they have tons of amazing and, may I say, delicious items. We are very excited to start recreating some at home, and I'm excited to show you which one's going to be the first item to create today. Before we get started, we have to have a face mask. Isn't this perfect for Festival of the Arts? Alright, so I gotta put this on, I gotta get my gloves and my apron, and we'll see you in the kitchen. Alright guys, you ready? So we're making the Artist Jumbo Chocolate Chip Cookie. And you can make this cookie dough from scratch using your favorite recipe, but I'm actually using the Pillsbury one just to cut down on time. And we also need some parchment paper and a rolling pin to help out. So we actually have 3 different ways that we thought about making the cookie, so that's why we're using the rolling pin. Alright, since this is a painter's palette, we do need some color frosting. We're actually using meringue powder to make the frosting and some food coloring. We've never used this one. You can use just regular frosting and put some food coloring, but we'll report back how it works. Alright guys, before I forget to tell you, I already preheated the oven at 350. I have a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and I got my pretty plates so I could put my cookies on. These are from the ink and paint collection. Okay, so using coffee stirrers to make borders of where the cookie sheet start and end, we are placing it down, and then we're going to be adding some flour. I just need to go grab that. My cookie dough is softened and it's ready to go. Now this is going to be the first way we're going to be trying making these palettes. Okay, so for the first batch, we kind of had an idea of dumping about a third of the tub on the parchment paper with flour. I still need to go get that. I forgot to get it. And rolling it out, putting it in the oven in about 10 minutes or so, taking it out and start making palettes. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we have 3 ways of doing this. The easiest is just to make regular chocolate chip cookies and then just cut a circle, but we don't want to make it that easy. Okay, now that I finally got the flour, let's see how it goes. I might have to reposition you guys because the camera's on my way. Hold on. Alright, hopefully I don't overwork the dough. I know that a lot of you who bake a lot of cookies might be screaming at me because I'm overworking the dough, but we're just gonna, it's gonna be a trial and error, three different ways. Okay, so once we achieve the right thickness, and it'll be ready to be placed inside the oven for about 10 minutes, and then, like I said, we'll remove it, make the palettes, and stick it in for another 5. Okay, so while the first batch is in the oven for 10 minutes, we are placing down a clean parchment paper, and this time I remember my flour first. Now the second way we're going to do it is we're actually going to make the palettes before we place them inside the oven. Maybe that'll be easier. So let me go get my other third of the cookie dough. And before I forget, we're also kneading it instead of rolling it out first. Okay, so from what we've seen from pictures people have posted in the past, we know that the cookies are just round, but we kind of want to give it a little shape to ours. Before I forget, you do need a toothpick holder to make the holes on the palette, so let me go grab that one. Okay, so 10 minutes later, here is what it looks like right out of the oven. Now, here's the tricky part, trying to make a palette. I feel the dough is still a little too soft. This might be a bust one, but I don't know. We'll try it, and good thing is that we have 2 more tries. Okay, so the cookie dough is still a little too soft. We did manage to make a palette. Not too excited about it, but let's keep trying with this one. Alright guys, first batch is done. It's cooling down. Now my brother's going to be working on the second one. Okay, once he's done making the palettes, we'll place them inside the oven, and then we'll compare to see which way was easier. Sorry guys, we started working on the third batch and then we remember we forgot to turn on the camera. So basically we're just grabbing some dough from the bucket and kind of molding it into like oval shapes. And that one I tried making into a palette already, but you know, we're just playing around with the dough at this time. I think it definitely would be easier if we just put little balls of dough on the tray and just bake them circular like how the way Disney does, but we wanted to have fun and make it, you know, give it a little spin of our own. Definitely a lot easier just by doing it the simple way. First batch, we're not too proud how they came out, but I am going to show you how we're going to be decorating with the frosting. Now I'm trying to decide what colors to go with. I think I want to start first with green and then maybe put blue in the middle and pink at the end. I use pastel colors, that's why they're a little lighter. I think that the colors that they use in Epcot, they're like darker colors, but I think it'll be cute. Ready for spring. Now, your paint doesn't have to be perfect since it's supposed to be like a blotch of paint, but you know, I have a perfectionist brother, so I always have to try to make it at least a little perfect. I gotta say, adding the paint to the palette, it's definitely the funnest part of the whole experience. Alright, second batch is out of the oven. Time to make the holes and let them cool down. They are definitely a lot bigger, but a lot nicer too. I like them. Alright, third batch is in the oven. I remember I have some cookie icing, so we're going to use this one for this batch. I don't know, they're a little darker than the first one, but we'll see how it comes out. Alright, so this is the third batch. These are the ones we just made the little balls into ovals, and that's what they came out. The ones on the bottom are a lot smaller because it was our leftover dough. But I don't know, second and third batch really came out really nice. So how do we do, guys? This is definitely a very simple process once you know exactly what you're doing. We had ideas all over the board, that's why we did it 3 ways, but definitely stick with just the regular way you make chocolate chip cookies. Don't forget your paintbrush so you could paint your cookie with it. It's so much fun just making these cookies. Definitely make them with your kids or make them yourself and just have fun with them. Super Instagrammable, and can't wait to keep making more stuff from the Festival of Arts. This festival is definitely super cute and fun and super artsy. Thanks again for hanging out with us. And don't forget to check us out on Practically Perfect Every Bite on Instagram. Don't forget the underscores, and we'll see you on our next foodie adventure. Bye, guys!